of children's laughter outside the window made her very lonely. Once upon a time, in a small village somewhere in Africa, there lived a young girl named Oma. Oma was a bright and cheerful girl. She lived happily with her loving mother, Omalicha, and her father, Mazi Omekannaya. Every night, Oma's mother would tell her beautiful stories by the fire. They would sing and dance together. In the midst of all the joy and excitement, something very sad happened. Her mother fell ill and passed away. Oma was broken and missed her mother terribly. Her father was very sad, but he tried his best to take care of Oma. After some years, Oma's father decided to marry again. He married a woman named Auntie Ifeoma. At first, Oma hoped that Auntie Ifeoma would be kind and loving like her mother. But Auntie Ifeoma turned out to be very mean. She didn't like Oma at all and make her do all the house chores. Every morning, when other children went to school, Oma had to stay home to clean their house, fetch water from the stream, and cook food. Auntie Ifeoma would scold her for the smallest mistakes and never let her rest. Oma's father was often busy with work and didn't see how poorly Auntie Ifeoma treated her. Auntie Ifeoma made sure that Oma was isolated from other children while her friends went to school and played outside. Oma stayed home, working tirelessly. The sound of children's laughter outside the window made her very lonely. One day, while Oma was fetching water from the stream, she met an old woman who looked kind and wise. The woman smiled at Oma and said, "My dear, you have a kind heart and a brave spirit. Do not lose hope, for great things await you." Oma didn't fully understand what the woman meant, but her kind words gave her a bit of comfort. She returned home carrying the water and thinking about the old woman's words. As Oma grew older, Auntie Ifeoma wanted to get rid of her. She thought of plans to marry Oma off to a man from another village, hoping to get rid of her forever. Auntie Ifeoma convinced Oma's father, Mazi Omekannaya, that this was the best thing for her. Oma's father agreed, thinking it would be good for Oma. He didn't know that the man Auntie Ifeoma chose was very poor. Oma was sent away to marry this man named Chima. Chima lived in a small village hut and had very little to eat. Oma was very sad and missed her father and her village. But she was a brave girl and tried to make the best of her situation. She worked hard, cooking and cleaning, and never complained. Chima was often away, leaving Oma alone for days. She felt a deep sense of loneliness and fear in this unfamiliar place. But she remembered the old woman's words and tried to stay strong and hopeful. One day, As Oma was fetching water, she noticed Chima acting strangely. He was dressed in a fine clothes and heading towards the forest. Curiosity filled her and she decided to follow him. Oma followed Chima deep into the forest until they reached a hidden clearing where a grand palace stood. She watched as the palace guards bowed to him and let him in. Oma's heart raced with confusion and excitement. Who was this man she had married? When Chima returned home, Oma confronted him. Chima, I followed you today. I saw you go to a palace. Who are you really? She asked. Chima sighed and sat down. His expression filled with sadness. My real name is Obinna, and I am a prince, he confessed. My father the king sent me away because I rejected all the media he introduced to me. I just wanted to find love, Chima said. I wanted a woman that would love me, not the palace. Oma was shocked but also felt a deep sense of relief. Why didn't you tell me? She asked. I was afraid you would not love me if you knew the truth, Obinna said sadly. Oma's heart softened. Despite all the hardships, she had grown to care for Chima, or rather, Obinna. She smiled and said, I don't care about the past. I will stand by you. Obinna was overjoyed. He took Oma to the palace the next day and introduced her to the royal family. The king and the queen welcomed her warmly. He was restored to his rightful place as a prince, and Oma became his princess. The transition to palace life was not easy for Oma. She had to learn the customs and responsibilities of being a princess, but she approached it with the same determination and kindness that had helped her endure her hardships. The royal family and the palace staff quickly grew to love her for her humility and compassion. Back in her old village, news of Oma's new life as a princess spread quickly. Auntie Forma was shocked and filled with regret. She had thought she was getting rid of Oma by marrying her off to a poor man, but instead, Oma had risen to a position of power and respect. One day, Oma and Obinna decided to visit her old village. They wanted to confront Auntie Forma and bring some closure to Oma's painful past. When they arrived, Auntie Forma was nervous and fearful. She did not expect Oma to return, especially as a princess. Oma, I didn't know, Auntie Forma stammered, her eyes avoiding Oma's. Oma looked at her stepmother, remembering all the pain and suffering she had endured. But she also remembered the wise words of the old woman by the stream about kindness and courage. Auntie Forma, Oma began. I forgive you. Your actions hurt me deeply, but also made me stronger. I hope you can find peace and change your ways. Auntie Forma was amazed by Oma's grace and forgiveness. Tears filled her eyes. and she fell to her knees. Thank you, Oma. I am truly sorry for everything I did. I will spend the rest of my life making amends. With her past reconciled, Oma focused on her new life as a princess. She and Obinna worked together to improve their kingdom, using their experiences and compassion to guide their actions. They built schools and hospitals, ensuring that everyone in the kingdom had access to education and healthcare. Oma started a foundation to help children who, like her, had lost their parents or were living in difficult circumstances. She visited villages, shared her story, and inspired many with her resilience and kindness. To celebrate the peace and unity in the kingdom, Oma and Obinna established the Festival of Unity. It was a grand event that brought people together from all corners of the kingdom. The festival was filled with music, dance, and storytelling. During the festival, Oma stood before the crowd and spoke. We have all faced challenges and hardships, but it's our love and kindness that help us overcome them. Let us always remember to be kind to one another and to support each other in times of need. The crowd cheered and lanterns were released into the sky, symbolizing hope and new beginnings. The festival became an annual event, bringing joy and unity to the kingdom. What have you learned from today's story? Just as Oma, despite her hardship she faced, she still became a successful princess. Forgiveness is a key to freedom. In this lesson, what life lessons have you learned? How did you deal with forgiving people who has hurt you so deeply? Comment in the comment section and share your little story with us. Thank you for watching. You are so special. Don't forget your like is very important to us. Your comment, your subscription, we won't take it for granted. Thank you until next time.